Yo. Hello, everyone.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
Cheers. Happy Monday evening. Happy Baby Tuesday. Tuesday Junior. The day before the stream. Welcome, Graham and Taco.
A reason to actually like Mondays. It's only one day away. From
Yeah,
day.
exactly. Everybody, back in our early like my early Discord days with LV and the gang, we had a thing where and they still do it. I think maybe you've heard V say it on occasion, or Drummy. He'll say Friday Junior for Thursday, or Saturday Junior for Friday, and it like gets everybody very upset.
I haven't heard them use that expression
No?
before, but that's great.
You should use it. They love it. It's their favorite thing to hear. Happy Friday Junior. Yeah, they still say it periodically. I feel like Taco probably hears. Taco hears all. He's the, what was the name of that one character in Game of Thrones that was like the one who had ears and all the bird? He had like little bird. He always called them his little birds that would tell him all things. And I don't know if they called him the spider. No, but I think that was somebody else. Varys?
No.
Yeah, Varys.
Yes.
That was him. He just knew everything. I think Taco is our Varys. He just hears all the things because he'll be in the Discord chat or whatever, and he's like, I know it all. He has all the secrets. That's why his hair is so big. It's filled with secrets.
That's fantastic.
Yep. It's true. It's true. Whoa. I'm trying to adjust a little bit so that it's not just my chin. I'm not like down here. LV. I figured you guys would be knee deep or elbows deep. Elbow deep in a game right now. I don't know. I thought you'd be deep in a game right now. And Blood Miss Hunter. Welcome. What is this? We were waiting for people. Oh. I know how that goes. Well, thank you for hanging out with us. So, for the moments.
Yeah, tonight we're just kind of freestyling. We both have the urge to do some D&D stuff. But as we said, the game isn't until tomorrow, so we're just gonna kind of talk nerd talk.
The nerd talk is real.
Should be.
Thank you for the follow, Bloodstream, Bloodstream. Oh man, see my brain's already ready for tomorrow. I'm already like Bloodstreams. No,
I hope that there are not streams of blood tomorrow.
I hip deep in nope on Elvis Christian Minecraft server.
Poorly for our characters.
I mean, we have some fun surprises in the store for you guys tomorrow. So I can't know any of the surprises. No, you can't.
But I do know, both from you telling me earlier and from him hinting at it, one of our friends and resident knights on the Discord is helping invent some of the perilous dangers that we're going to find in the dungeon.
Yes, he is.
Coming up as we look to rescue the captured resistance members and magic users.
Because that's what you guys do, because you're just so nice. You're such nice people, Don't you know?
Has he a Kotzloop, Stalefoot, Angle?
All his names?
Yes.
He goes by many names. The Fruit Loop. The Looped One. We'll call him the Looped One.
Ooh.
I like the Looped One. Frog Boy, the Looped One.
Yarrow
Fruit Loop. Yarrow Fruit Loop. That one. That's the one. You got it.
Has he run a game yet? Has he done a session? I know he's been thinking about it for a while and working on a book of his homebrew monsters, which is pretty awesome.
I'm really excited for him because he's designing his own game for him and some friends, and that's going to be his first time DMing and playing. And so, no, yeah, I understand now. You're good, Frog Boy. It is his name. The frog formerly known as Prince. No, he is designing his very own homebrew world, and it's a pretty cool idea thing, and I am excited to see him do it. And so we were going over some things last night, and we'll be going over some more things tonight about you know, the fun that is, you know, to go over a dungeon and how to plan it out and figuring the best way to layer things and what to look for whenever you're thinking of encounters, and how to take your players' abilities and kind of like help you work with that so that they don't have just like an easy peasy thing, as I have done for very many years.
No, that's really cool though. He's lucky to have you advising him, and I think it's
Maybe we'll
neat
see.
that he is diving right into it. He'll be then, I guess, really come to think of it, all of the DMs that, well, not all, but at least 4 or 5 of the DMs that I have played in campaigns for started out that way, that they actually hadn't played. They just don't write into DMing from the get-go, and usually in a homebrew world. So
I don't know if I would have been so brave, considering that when we started with the starter campaign. I don't think I would have jumped into doing homebrew without like having that first little bit.
like some kind of base thing, yeah.
Oh, I thought that did work. Hold on. Maybe I'll have to look. I thought that would work. Sorry, Albie. I know I did it. But yes, thank you. Welcome, Sleepy Jordan. Thank you for the follow. And I've never played yet, but I intend to start with some homebrew stuff, more of a personal challenge. I want a barbarian, only one shot, just a fucking wrecking crew. That would be a lot of fun.
That would be really fun. And yeah, starting with homebrew, I think there's something to be said for modules and pre-built adventures. I know Minty really likes having pre-builts to work off of, and they can be really fun. Like when we did a Death House for our Halloween stream.
Yeah.
That was really groovy. But gosh, for me, I love to just unleash the creative energies. Having the opportunity to kind of craft your own thing. And it also lets it so, you know, no one really has expectations going in except for what you set with the players. So, you know, someone can't go, oh, this isn't what Ravenloft is like, or this isn't the Faerun that I know.
Yeah.
Like, if you do a homebrew, then you don't have to worry about running afoul of inconsistencies because it's your own world.
Exactly. No, that was one of the things that when we were doing Game of Santos that I was like, I wanted it to be familiar enough if they had played it before, but I also wanted to change it to where they weren't like, I already know what's around this corner, you know, or whatever. So they keep the mystery there, but also be familiar. But that's important to kind of go over whenever you first start a campaign. It's just so that everyone's on the same page. But I think for possibly the next time around, I am going to do something that's like even more homebrewy and less no source material, more free fall it a little bit. It's
Gosh,
scary.
That's longest running campaign I was in was like that. I mean, we were discovering the map as we go, and it was interesting.
There's a difference between like fog. Well, I guess in this case there would be no difference between fog of war and the DM's mind because you're just like,
right.
Let's discover this together and see what we find. Because free falling. Exactly. Just seeing what happens, because you know that was okay. I mean, I don't think I still have it anymore. I had a paper, so whenever like let's say for example, whenever we did the rescuers thing, I had 6 session adventure. Like, this is what we're gonna do. Yo.
Okay, like a storyboard, basically.
Yeah, like a storyboard. That did not go the way I thought it was gonna go.
Yeah. Players have a habit of doing that.
Like, I'm starting with a homebrew race, then I'll play with it and homebrew more. Yeah, see, now you're just being a god creator person. It's like, I will start with one thing, and then the universe will grow from there. I've always operated with world darkness, old golden rule. The rules canon are what you and your table want it to be. Don't get hung up on what anyone prescribes for you. That's true.
Very true.
Precisely.
Yeah, you can use, it's great sometimes to have things to be reference points for people's imagination. But yeah, if it's fun to do something differently or have something be slightly or totally unique, then go for it.
Ooh, yes.
My favorite character was a custom race that our DM allowed me to play in the world and even kind of find a spot for them, basically.
Were you a
So
sugar glider?
I was not a sugar glider,
Dang, I thought I would get it for sure.
but that would have been adorable.
You're only like
I'm kind of
this
regretting
big.
that I wasn't a sugar glider.
You're like this big, maybe a full foot. Maybe you're like a foot tall in the sugar glider race. Can you imagine? It's like, I always find it funny in fantasy games when you play like gnomes, or in Final Fantasy 14 you have Lalafell and you have like these little tiny people and they have these giant weapons and you're like, how in the world could anybody take this seriously? And I feel like in a D&D game, having a really tiny character with like just like all of like the viciousness of Mort from Madagascar, just like teeny tiny adorable, but then it like blasts you with this arcane magic because little did you know it's a warlock of the undead or something like that.
I like it. I think that it would be delightful.
I made a bunny race character for shits and giggles last week. I'm gonna make something so cool wizards will hire me. Ooh. I feel like Aaron brought me in just to make sure a TPK happens. It's like a performer having a plant in the audience. You know. So Graham is currently on our games right now, playing Arden, a mysterious character whom no one has really questioned much because everybody was too busy.
Resistance fighter.
Graham is forever chaos. This is true.
You know, he came in and fought the watch.
Mm-hmm.
So probably on our side.
I feel like if I had been more clever of a person, I could have done like, ooh, you're fighting time, because fighting the watch, because it's a race against time. But it didn't relate. I should have made them more time crunchy or something. That would have made it even better. Vix, hello.
Hey, Vix. Top down tabletop.
Top down tabletop. Yeah, I can.
Last session was fun. I enjoyed watching.
Let me see. Can I do? No, it won't do it because
the Jeff nod was wonderful. There was a chimera.
Yeah.
In their last session.
Ooh.
And the DM named it Jeff because of the audience. So, or Geoffrey rather.
Geoffrey.
But
I can't, because I can't believe that became its name.
It was hilarious.
I feel that. I have
But other than that, there were some good funny moments and some heartfelt moments. And it was just delightful.
There were, I'm trying to find, let's see if I can find it. Oh, it's cleared them out because we have the name generator right in our thing, so you could redeem points
hey,
for.
Ranger.
Ranger. It is. I think it's is it a puppy or a bear on your mug?
It's a bear.
A bear. Rawr.
I got it in Cali.
We for some reason last week Galil put in there as a name generator Big Toe McGee, and I don't remember what the situation for him putting that in there was. I just remember there's that, and then the Ring of Tempe. I don't remember any of those things. I do remember, for whatever reason, a while ago we had one episode where someone was shouting out. They kept just using the name generator to make a whole bunch of things, and I was like, oh my god, all these names. So Vix, I totally get where you're coming from, because sometimes people come up with really interesting names, and it is D&D, and I feel like that's kind of a thing, you know? They have interesting names for things. That's just how it works.
Just have like a dedication plaque on a building. It's like, this monument hereby dedicated to our wonderful donors.
Yeah.
List a bunch of names. That would feel kind of like a cop out, though.
It would just depend, you know.
But
I'm like,
I guess if you got a backlog.
Yeah, and there was a couple of names that never wound up coming up. I feel like we used one, was like Anastasia Beaverhausen was one of Elvie's picks that she threw up there, and I really wanted to use that, and I don't think I got to. But there was another one.
I'm pretty sure you used it.
Did I? Okay,
yeah.
Maybe I did. But yeah, the monument. I feel like also it'd be fun to do something like Graham just put in the name generator. He put shag pile. All right, I can work with that. Well, I'll put that in tomorrow somewhere. Just keep an eye out. It'll be like an Easter egg. Just look for shag pile. Insert NPCs that are so mysterious that people call them several different things. I did that with a pixie to use a chat suggested name. Ooh.
Nice. That I had a problem with. I tried to read Romance of the Three Kingdoms because of Dynasty Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
And, ancient Chinese epic. Lots of names. A lot of the characters have multiple names, and in the translation that I read, they don't make that clear to you right away.
Ooh.
Like they'll just start using a different name for a character. So, a couple chapters.
Was it like honorific title kind of things, where they call them by like a title?
No, they just call them different names.
Oh.
So
that's so crazy.
So I would be a little way into it, and then all of a sudden something would click, and I'd be like, "Oh wait, whoa, that was this character, like from 3 chapters ago."
Like now I know. He prefers the name Timothy.
At least with D&D, I could ask the DM what they look like and draw like connect dots.
Yeah. That's why they call me Tater Salad. I remember that Ron White joke forever ago. And his son, Tater Tot. Those are wild times. Yeah, I don't think we've had too crazy. I feel like, and I've seen this recently watching like Exandria Unlimited, is like you'll name a character or an NPC something, and then present it to your players, and then have them instantly obliterate that name and demystify it and call it something else. And I'm just like, oh no. This sounded so much cooler in my head, and then now that I say it out loud, I guess that's why you have to say things out loud. Don't just see them on paper and be like, yeah, I'll go with this one. And then when you say it out loud, you're like, oh, wait, no, I made a mistake. Because like,
I don't have a random name generator. Like that's what I'll do though. Is like I'll sit around just making noises until one sounds cool. Like,
ooh,
that would be a nice name.
Name someone delicious. Dr. Licious. I mean, delicious. Brotus Flexmeister. See, like I have like a little page on the PC over here, paper that has a bunch of names that I wrote on it, but then I wrote them just from seeing them in different places. And I was like, oh, when I need it, I'll have a quick reference guide. Some of them I have now decided I probably will never use, like Highbald. Hibald. Highbald, I don't think is a name that I will use ever. Unless I'm mispronouncing it. Maybe it's Hibald. But Hibald.
Make it work that way. If
Yeah.
you do it like that.
You just say it like Hibald. Highbald. Yeah, no. Mystical NPC named Lettuce Owl or Cabbage. Dealer's choice. Lord Umbling. Lord Umbling. I love that. Thank you, Elfie, for that. That was beautiful. Our DM has had a symbol for an evil cult, and he realized while describing it to us that it could easily be drawn to look like a dick. It was too late to take it back. Yeah.
That's
beautiful.
Pretty marvelous.
Beautiful. I can hard relate. I don't think I've done that recently.
It will encourage people to do graffiti the evil cult symbol all over the world.
I mean,
it right. So it's,
marketing. That was like the it's like, for example, they use the symbol of the traveler a lot in the campaign 2 of Critical Role, and they realized part of the I think they did it on purpose, but the way she would draw it made it look like a dick, so she was just drawing dicks everywhere, and then it became one of the emotes that they have for their their thing, and it's just like a little hooded figure is what it's supposed to be, but it comes out looking like that. It's like a little cloaked figure. It just the shadow of it. I was like, oh no, that's brilliant. So yeah, I could see that. You know, why not? Butch deadlift. Okay, I'm gonna start writing these down. The Phantom Phallus Cult, PPC. It's amazing. Amazing. Ay.
So about that all barbarian campaign.
Oh yeah. Ooh, what would that be like? If we just
you could use Robert E. Howard's world of Conan the Barbarian and have like
everybody's wearing fur loincloths.
Yes.
And fur boots with a giant axe that looks like it needs sharpening, but somehow manages to cut through things because it just looks like cracked
awesome
and weathered.
Basil Polidorus music in bikini armor.
Yeah. Bikini armor. Let me see. Hold on. I think I got you. I got you. Yeah. I mean, there we go. As we discuss this
intro.
barbarian soundtrack. The barbarian soundtrack of a barbarian only campaign. This will be our next mini series.
Yeah, the classic Conan music is actually one of my favorite soundtracks.
Really?
It's so good. Yeah. You could kind of tell in places where the composer was inspired, though. Like there's one song called The Orgy, I think, and it sounds like the Jupiter part of the Planet Suite by Gustav Holst.
Oh.
So.
That's cool. From the original movie?
Yeah.
Conan the Destroyer.
There's like chunks of it in there.
Let's see.
And this guy also did the theme for RoboCop and a bunch of other stuff. But
was his name Basil Polidorus? Polidorus? The Horn of Dagoth. Elite Guard attacks. Crystal Palace, the Kata, Dream Quest, Nightbird. Approach to Shadazar. Scrolls of Skelos. Dueling Wizards. Illusions Lake. Conan and Bombada battle. That was a tongue twister.
I think probably because of watching the new Masters of the Universe. like an all barbarian campaign, so it's kind of great now. No,
I
they were
mean,
not
I'm
all
here for it.
barbarians, but they were all built like barbarians.
I've only seen like I think 2 episodes of that show so far. I haven't finished it. I was just watching it the other day. I was like,
I found episodes 3 and 4 were really good.
yeah.
Cooperatively, I thought episodes 1 and 2 were a little corny.
I noticed the very intense 80s cartoon corny vibes going through them, and I was like, oh, this is
I
cute.
was like, okay, you know, I mean, it'll be fun, whatever. But then I actually like enjoyed 3 and 4 pretty much
All the way through.
Not like just like, oh, this is kind of fun.
It definitely felt like the 80s cartoon with a fresh coat of paint. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh, this is
Yeah, definitely.
the dialogue is very similar.
Yeah. They toned that down slightly in 3 and 4. So
Did they?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to checking this out. Obviously, they've been tasked with slaying the Mega Zerker. Careless. Hello. So many war themes steal from the Mars movement of Hoist planets. The opening instrumentation, rhythm, and melodies are similar to Mars. You would know, Careless. You would know.
he would know, and I'm glad that he's mentioned that.
I'm glad that yeah. And just for you, because you are here. I have to play.
Wonderful.
It's just like a thing that I have to do. Anytime that Careless pops into the chat now, it's just something that I have to play for just a brief second for him. The song of my people. It's perfect. That's what it is. It's perfection. I was gonna say, oh yeah, no. So Barbarian one shot. What are we doing with this? I want this to happen now. I really do. So it's gonna be a lot of carnage. I feel like if we apply it to the Game of Santos universe, it's gonna be like one of those dropship rescue missions where like they get sent to a place to like break in and maybe so work really hard tomorrow at getting everybody captured. And then we'll have an all barbarian SWAT team come in and rescue Game of Santos from the depths of whatever prison dungeon they wind up in.
I think it would be fun to have them like
Do an elaborate library puzzle.
do an elaborate library puzzle, because that's what barbarians do. Although really Conan the Barbarian in the books was actually like really smart and was a thief.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He'd
I
be
love
like
that.
a barbarian / rogue in D&D if you're gonna
Oh,
make him.
that's good to know.
But no, I think the barbarians should like attack a convoy or something. I think that having a moving target that they have to track down and then raid would be really cool.
That would actually be really cool. Okay. I'm making little bullet points. All
They
carnage.
can, like, there's like multiple places that they could possibly like decide to intercept it, and you know.
Raid a convoy. Can we have them? Maybe they'll be dropped off by the Griffins of Waterdeep or something, and like that's their drop-in point. That way they can kind of keep on the move.
Nice, I like it.
We're gonna figure this out.
Which
Let's
I
see.
was gonna ask, because now that the Abyss is done, for now anyway, Galil is out of there, and Barrel's Baddies has come to an end. There's not any mini-series going on, so
Nope, not at the moment. We could make this happen. Pontiff
have
of the
something
Swoley
happen.
Bible. Oh no. That's pretty good.
Kobarbs, Kobold Barbarians.
Question is, what kind of barbs? Dwarf barbs? Cool barbs? I am the light and the way.
Yes.
Wouldn't that kind of be more along the lines of a paladin then? Kind of like kind of swole but kind of Bible-y. But I'm the lightens away.
That's great.
I will lead you into battle.
Arnold Schwarzenegger accent.
Just a little bit. 9th level lift. Do you even lift, bro? Tomato to divine retribution.
And it's a cantrip. Instead of casting light, he casts lift.
Yeah, there you go. You can lift up to, the amount of weight that a quote unquote common person can weigh. Have you looked into how much? No. Sorry, weigh how much they can lift, or how much something can weigh that they can lift. Have you thought about that?
I have not.
Let me look this up. Wait, why did it switch to lighting rules? No, I said lifting. Lifting rules. So you can push, drag, or lift a weight in pounds up to twice your carrying capacity, or 30 times your strength score.
Okay.
So put that into perspective for you. What is Iskra's strength score is 10.
I'm just a flat 10.
So
believe it or not.
300 pounds.
It's all in the dex. She's very toned.
I'm just saying,
called?
that's you can
those muscles that balance and let you react quickly. They have a special name. Anyway.
Yeah. Weight you can carry. Weight carried. Oh no, that's different. That's how much weight stuff you have on you currently. But yeah, so 30 times your strength score. So that's 300 pounds. You could juggle me. Can I cast Uber if someone casts Lift? Oh no. My intimidating shouts are an assortment of insults about how you skip a leg day. Yep, I'm down.
That it's just have a gym themed little mini campaign, and so the bard, that would be their vicious mockery.
Oh, I like that idea. If purple ain't definitely cool, why you never
The barbarian. Everybody has to be barbarian / something or.
Oh yeah, it's like they have to subclass in something else. Just at least 2 or 3 levels of something else, or 2 levels. I don't want to get too crazy, maybe. But yeah, maybe like a barb that's like barbarian.
Barbarian, yes.
Barbarian. A clerican. No, clerican. I'm thinking too hard about this. Barclarian.
It could be barbaric.
Barbaric. Hey, there you go. Skipped leg day again. If your body is a temple, it's been condemned.
I like that rhymed too. It's very, very bard-like.
It is. I love it.
Or at least almost rhymed.
I would hate to see like a barbarian monk, because I feel like that's some of the characters out of Street Fighter. They're just like super, super big, but then they're just like
right.
Street Fighter, yeah. What else would be? Oh, a barbarian druid would be interesting. I think that's you know what a barbarian druid is? Smokey the Bear. Smokey the Bear. He could totally wreck people.
Fantastic. I agree.
Just put give him a giant battle axe or a huge great sword sheathed behind him, a la Cloud from Final Fantasy VII.
He's got the shovel that he uses to put out people's fires, So
a barbarian monk is a bonk. I don't need to desecrate you any more than you've desecrated yourself. I love these lines. I really, really do. I need to write them all down and keep them forever.
The real Smokey the Bear's grave is in Capitan, New Mexico, or at least close to it. There's a
Really?
little, yeah, Smokey the Bear National Monument. And there's like a museum with a bunch of Smokey the Bear stuff, and then you can go see.
Near El Capitan, New Mexico, or a place called Capitan, New Mexico?
It's just called Capitan.
Oh, okay. Because El Capitan is like, I think that was the name of like, there's like that. So I'm from Carlsbad, right? So it's like south of Carlsbad, there we have the Carlsbad Caverns, and then like just south of that, it like the mountain range just ends, and that thing is called Capitan, I think, because it's like that really big cliff. I wanna say
See,
that's
it's
what
kind
called.
of it's kind of around there. If you like take Carlsbad and you go kind of more west, but sort of southwest,
Yeah.
on like a road through there, and then like Socorro is kind of
Mhm.
past that way. Like, it's there. It's along that
Capitan.
horizontal road,
Capitan Village, New
and,
Mexico.
and that's where
Oh.
the James gang hung out for a little while too. So,
I'm learning all
of course,
the
now we're talking about
things.
the Wild West. Minty was going to do a Wild West flavored campaign, wasn't he?
I think
Final
so. That sounds right.
Like
Oh,
a Wild West Mines of Fandelver?
okay. So Capitan is part of this, yeah, Smoky Bear Historical Park, etc., etc. They are actually west of Roswell, before you get to White Sands Missile Range and all that creepiness. over
The
there.
International UFO Museum is kind of fun for what it is, too.
Yep. So yeah, oh, okay. So it's like Carlsbad and then Las Cruces, and then it's like up here in the middle. I'm thinking of the Guadalupe Mountains National Park. That's what I was thinking of. Wow, I haven't been to New Mexico in 700 years. Huh.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah, I
Always-
used to drive between there and, well, Corpus Christi and Silverton. And I would take that road.
Oh.
It was
But
an
now
epic
that I'm
journey.
zooming out, this map shows like all the Indian reservations that are out that direction. I always forget that they are out there. Santa Fe. I've been there once. Just once. Well, that was wild. That's wild. I said they did have a picture of the Smokey the Bear grave thing there. So wait, so was Smokey the Bear a real person?
I mean, Smokey the Bear was a real bear.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it
Originally.
was like a person that was like heavily dedicated to the
Mm-mm.
protecting against wildfire.
It was a
and
little
they
bear
just
cub
made
that
him-
survived a wildfire. So it became a mascot for a bit. And
I s-
before that, Bambi was the mascot. There was like a Disney National Parks partnership or something. So, the more you know. We've
This is why.
strayed very far.
You know, that's fine. I'm here for it because this is just further proof that you want Iskra on your trivia team. Because there's a high chance that she will know the really obscure fact that you are searching
I've
for.
done a lot of things. Been a lot of places.
That's why you are the most interesting woman in the world. Drinking out of your-
I don't know
Also,
about
can we
that.
just say that you are drinking out of a bear mug? So it's
I am
like
drinking out of a bear mug right
it's like
now.
fate. We were supposed to talk about bears. That's just
Yes.
how it goes. I don't make the rules. Let's see what else. Let's catch up here. Barbarian Paladin Smokey the Bear is dead. Barbarian
Yes,
Paladin to the Church of Gains. Swow Cleric
Spirit
using
led
Sacred
llama.
Flame with the words Feel the Burn. Yep, all my incantations are cast while holding various yoga poses. You
Nice.
mean Wii Fit Trainer? Bless is just you acting as a spotter.
It's fun.
I agree with this. I agree with this.
The gym campaign needs to happen now.
I know. So be. Oh no, put that on the thing too. barbarians of multi-class. You have to be a barbarian mainly, first and foremost. But
Barbarian
you are
first.
allowed to subclass into something else by a little bit, just so that it's not like heavily stacked. Although it could just pull a Suicide Squad and just be a bunch of meat shields for each other until someone the ever last one standing. I want to
You
play
could,
Wii Fit Trainer in D&D. I mean, it would be pretty intense. I feel like.
So, well, one of the things that I was thinking about doing.
Mhm.
Oh no, maybe I should keep it secret still because it'd be funny.
I
All right.
mean,
I'm not gonna say it.
okay. Like for tomorrow, or you just mean in general?
Not tomorrow, just at some point.
Okay. Ooh, it's good. That sounds exciting. I feel like
It'll be more amusing than exciting.
I feel like the required race is ratkins, so they can be a gym rat.
I love it.
Yes. You know what's also intense? Campers at a park. Taco, are you supposed to be working or something?
So sticking with the national parks theme for that joke.
You're supposed to be doing something else. What did you say? Maybe. That's what I thought.
That joke lost us 2 viewers. They're back.
Oh my gosh. I put on the main title of Conan the Destroyer.
Conan the Destroyer and Conan the Barbarian.
Is that a separate movie?
Yeah.
So. Oh.
Conan the Barbarian has Riddle of Steel. It's marvelous.
Oh, these are definitely not the same. What is this?
But then you have to be careful because there's also that Conan remake that came out in like the 2000s.
Yeah, I was just Conan the Barbarian 3D.
I get that nonsense.
With a very young Aquaman. What's his face? Khal Drogo.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. Very young Jason Momoa is in that one. Oh, we can't current. They don't have the original Conan the Barbarian soundtrack right now.
Oh.
At least not on Spotify.
Well, that's
It's there, but it's not like you can't listen to it. So they may not have the license up for it. Yeah.
Understood.
Jason
I mean, this
Momoa.
is all pretty similar.
Yeah.
But
It's insane. Yeah,
so
I
yes,
know.
barbarians are cool. We need more barbarians in our life.
We do need more barbarians.
Maybe I'll play a barbarian then if Iskra doesn't make it out of one of these sessions.
Or Iskra goes back home to live happily ever after in Ravnica. I mean, character change doesn't necessarily mean, death and destruction.
I guess that's true.
I
feel like her character development wouldn't have gone very far if that's what she decides to do, though, then. Because it's just like...
Okay, so maybe she doesn't go back to Ravnica. Maybe she stays.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, maybe something causes her to walk off into the sunset for some whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm having fun with her. She'll stick around for a while. Unless she dies.
Iskra doesn't die. She just gets sent to a farm. Just to live out her days farming in the wilderness of Faerun somewhere. Mm-hmm.
At least that's what we tell people.
Dum dum dum. That's right. Because we don't know what's gonna happen yet. But there's always she is technically a Knight of Silvermoon, so duty could call her to do something else. I always forget that too. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. We have 2 members of the Knights of Silver Moon within the party right now.
Although, really, Renan's kind of freelancing right now, isn't he? Like,
Yeah, his role as a Knight of Silver Moon is kind of up for debate. Just because, like, for the most part, most Knights of Silver Moon. So this is how the hierarchy is like. You have the gods of the multiverse, and then they have their chosen oracles or priests or agents, whatever, and then those contact knights to help them in whatever. Usually sticking to their own realm because that makes more sense if you find someone to help in your multiverse versus pulling someone from another dimension and being like, here, help these people over here. You know what I mean? So they generally try and stick to the same world unless a knight can't be found, and then they go to extreme measures. But Renan's is like, he doesn't have the intermediary. He just is like a follower, devotee of Hirsanos. So, I made a mistake with this ale. It is making me too relaxed. I'm just like, comfy.
this is just water in this.
Yeah, I am. I have water also. Maybe I should switch to caffeine. That's how Maximus went out in Gladiator. Wait, or she walks off to go find Aliquin. Aw, that's true. That's possible.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
It's like, all right, you and your shenanigans, and then next episode is, you coming in as like female barbarian that's just like, you got to fuck things up. Oh my god. What would your barbarian weapon of choice be?
You know, the battle axes are kind of overplayed. They're cool.
Yeah.
But everybody uses them, so I guess I'd have to choose something else. I don't know, maybe like some kind of glaive thing.
Ooh. See, I feel like that was inspired by Three Kingdoms. That response inspired by Three Kingdoms / Dynasty Warriors. Just like this huge badass glaive that you just swing around, and when you slam it on the ground, people go flying in the air in all directions.
That's kind of a Muso mode.
Have you watched the Dynasty Warriors movie yet?
There's a Dynasty Warriors movie?
Oh, did you not know? Yes, there is. Let me see. Yes, there is.
Dynasty Warriors was, gosh, like back when PlayStation 2 was a thing.
It was everywhere.
My sister and I and my friends were really into it.
I mean, I don't understand a lot of the characters in it. Here, let me I'll switch us to
Barbarian weapon of choice is the enemy. You know, I had a cleric who loved to use stone shape for stuff, and also got her hands on a belt of giant strength at some point.
Oh.
We ended up capturing one of our, like, kind of not a big bad, but like a servant of big bad evil guy, you know?
Okay.
We captured him. I like entombed him in like a stone sarcophagus, basically, like except for his face, because he was a dangerous spellcaster, so we don't want him to be able to like use his hands or anything.
Right.
And we got into an inter-party dispute, and I ended up.
That's a nice way of putting it.
I ended up using the guy trapped in stone as a cudgel against one of the other party members.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty rad.
That's wild. This.
So, you know,
you can just. I mean, you did
your
say
players will always do creative things.
You did say an axe is overrated, so then there you go. There you have it. It's easy enough to fix whenever. You don't have to have an axe. You could just have a person encased in stone. Here's
we had him kind of Han Solo'd.
just a little. Let me see if this will work for you. I'm gonna play the Dynasty Warriors trailer. I mean, it's on Netflix, so it's entertaining enough to say the least.
蒼天已死，黃天當立，雖在甲子，天下大家。如果冇亂世，又何
Oh,
來
it's the
英
Yellow
雄？
Turban Rebellion.
寧教我負天下人，莫教天下人負我。我哋
I
兄
love
弟
the
生
rock and roll on it.
The extreme music is so iconic.
There's your halberd thingy. Oh yeah. Who needs a car chase when you can have horses on
靠貂
rooftops?
蟬條命就係將軍嘅。
來此斬殺，變陣。
This is our barbarian party right now.
So, just to understand the levels that are going on here, right? This is a Netflix. What is it? A movie?
Yeah.
A series? Okay,
Movie.
this is a Netflix movie based off of a video game, loosely based off of historical fiction from ancient China, based off of supposedly real events. So that's like 4 hops that it made. One of them is like a few thousand years in between.
Yeah.
But that's nuts.
I see no problem with this.
But yes, Careless, it's not just Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It is specifically Dynasty Warriors.
Specifically
I'm
Dynasty
amused.
Warriors.
I think it would be fun to do a D&D campaign that had more of an ancient Chinese flavor to it, though, at some point. You know?
I agree. How would I mean, I know that technically to the far, far east of Faerun there is like a whole nother continent. Like way past there is like this dividing mountain line, and on the other side of that dividing mountain line is another kingdom that they used in a couple of pre 5e material adventures.
Yeah, I know in 3rd edition, maybe it was 3.5, we had it's Eastern Adventures book or something like that. I forget what it was called, but it had a bunch of, classes inspired by like Asian cultures. So you had like samurai and all that stuff. So it was cool.
I'll have to look into that. That would be interesting to see what lies further to the east. Or, I mean, we could also just watch Dynasty Warriors and get our inspiration from totally true historic events.
Totally historically accurate, as far as I'm concerned.
100%. There could be no way that could possibly be anything else but historical accuracy, as they were jumping on horses on rooftops.
I mean, the book's pretty wild too.
Are
Like,
they?
there's literally a part where a dude, like, he screams a guy to death. And like guys' heads get like crushed as they're being carried as prisoners, like underneath other dudes' arms while they're on horseback. And like, so, I mean, like Dynasty Warriors, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, it seems extreme. Not Dynasty Warriors Extreme,
Right.
by the way.
Not-
or the little
not to be
spin-offs that they
confused by.
do sometimes. But there's some like precedent there a little bit, at least one of the English translations. So
Oh my god, I'm excited.
stuff gets wild.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna tie it all together. with all barbarian party doing minor multi-class in ancient China D&D.
Right, and somehow this relates to the Game of Santos.
Somehow it all ties together that they are important to something. I'm sure you can figure it out, you know? That's the whole fun part, is you bring it all and connect it somehow back together again. You're like, yes, this was my plan the whole time. Do not fear. I totally know what I'm doing.
Sometimes that's works out really well, and sometimes you end up with Lost, like the show.
Ooh, shade. So Japan has an entire mythology based on spirit cats called Kaibyo, some kind of mystic who summons ghost cats and demons into battle. Would be pretty great.
Oh, no
Ooh.
way, that'd be awesome.
So instead of kaiju, we have Kaibyo. We have a Kaibyo battle. It's just like mystic cats. I mean, we have some very interesting cats in Game of Santos already. I could throw in some more of those if you want.
That sounds like a cool. Oh gosh, those cats.
It's I was waiting for it to hit. I was like, here it comes, here it comes.
The finger cats.
The finger cats, cats with hands, but not like human hands attached to cats. Like they had.
Too late. They have human hands. They have tiny little.
That's not what it was. I swear.
That's why we were all so appalled.
I know.
Like,
I mean, I was
no.
like, wow, I didn't realize. Where's Soul? Probably feeding his cats right now. Just say. Just saying. Go home, Aaron. You're drunk. I am not. I'm just, not making any sense. It's fine. It's been a long day.
So our campaign, is there anything to say about it? I mean, next episode's tomorrow, so that's pretty exciting.
It is exciting.
Looking forward to that.
Yes.
I would consider recapping it, but I'm going to be doing that tomorrow too.
Oh yeah, we're getting the recap, the Iskra recap previously on Game of Santos.
Yes, I have to decide exactly what angle I'm going to take with it, but
You know what I was thinking? It was like it'd be interesting when upon doing these recaps, because to make it more complicated, it's like from the perspective of the player, of the character itself.
okay, yeah.
Not saying for you to do this tomorrow, but I was thinking about it like later on, because when Sonder read it out loud, it was almost like it was his perspective, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, that would be interesting to see like their perspective on the events, and like, tell us how you really feel, Barbara. Tell us how you really feel, Barbara.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I can maybe work with that.
Oh yeah, you don't have to. It was just something I was like, I want to do that. Maybe I'll do that if I wind up being, because there was 5 of us.
Yeah.
So then, if I'm one of them, then you guys get to choose who I tell the recap as, like
Nice.
as like an NPC.
What if we choose an NPC that was not around for the events?
I mean, I guess it depends on the
Tired.
NPC. Lunchtime, let my chaos reign for 30 minutes.
Although it would be funny to like listen to what Amaranth has to say about watching us as if we were like a television show.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? I wonder what she's doing now.
I mean, still slowly regenerating, right?
Pick a Khalil because he wasn't there, so it's just him recounting what he had for dinner. Oh my gosh. Oh, Khalil.
Yeah. All of
He's-
WandaVision. Yeah, really, actually, come to think of it. Since
Another
we did
sheet
have
of cake.
those chunks in WandaVision where the characters watching everything
Oh, yeah.
transpire would recap it for each other.
Yep. I could see that. Well, and especially whenever you're dealing with diviners,
A get straight to the point.
It's
I found
possible.
marijuana in the house.
It's possible.
Well, I never thought of myself
There's
as
a lot
a
of things
father
that are
who'd have
possible,
to drug
though,
test
now
his
that I
kids.
think
I'm
about
willing
it.
to do just that if that's what it takes to
This is
find out
one of the
who's going
songs.
into this house.
Talking about marijuana in the house.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I found a joint in Mom's dresser drawer.
The song is called Oops.
All this retro weed heads. Watch out.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Last time on Game of Santos, Galil snoozing through a diabetic cake coma.
I don't think I actually ever saw the piece of cake, but because of
I didn't-
everybody
I
talking
mean, I
about
saw-
how large it was,
Yeah.
I now imagine him like coming out with like a baking pan
It was
with
just
like
a
half
cake.
a cake.
You know, I remember him eating it kind of like
I did watch it.
peripherally because it was just like I was paying attention to everybody else, but I saw him eating it, so I was just not really paying attention. And then I looked over at chat and saw that everybody in chat was talking about how quickly he ate the cake, and then I was like, oh, I guess it is gone already, isn't it? But then I didn't really notice it to begin with, so
Previously on Cakes of Santos.
he was eating it with a trowel.
He had a cake that was multiple layers in a wheelbarrow.
It just keeps
rolled
getting
in.
bigger.
Someone else rolled it in for him.
Someone else rolled in the
fact.
cake, and he
Yeah.
just like, and just came back
Galil
up.
was actually already sitting in the
In the
cake.
cake. Galil's house is made of a
he
cake.
ate his way out of the cake.
Yeah. Galil's
Yeah.
house is made of cake, and he was just eating parts of the wall.
Yeah.
The whole world is just cake. Iskra just had an awesome idea of bakery called Cakes of Santos. See that? Although I feel like everybody would imagine it to be a very Catholic.
Yeah,
cake
exactly
place.
right. You could just get.
It was an enchanted plate of endless ice carbs,
Saint
like knots
Francis
endless.
on them.
Yo, that's amazing. So not the Brave on second season Critical Role had a flask that had an endless amount of alcohol, just like an endless water decanter, but instead
Yeah.
it was just alcohol. So it was constantly had booze that came out of it. Endless flask of mass emotional trauma. So then we give Galil an enchanted plate of endless ice carbs. Just cake. Every time you put the cake in front of you, it just like there's a new plate. You have to like move it over to the side, and when you bring it back again, it has a new cake on there. Or you just keep eating it and it just never ends.
You know, the last part of that sentence there, mass emotional trauma. So, now that Rescuers has ended and Galil's back from the abyss, there's some fun stuff going on the Discord. We've got
Oh yeah.
these awesome text role-playing scenarios going on as like epilogues for both Barrel's Baddies and for the Rescuers Down Under. So
I feel like the Rescuers won. Yeah.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You first.
I was
You first.
just saying that I've really enjoyed reading them.
Yeah.
It's hard to not comment because
That's-
it makes you want to comment.
Do you
But
have
I'm
the ability
glad.
to react though, right? Can you
Yes,
do
I
that?
can.
Okay,
I
okay,
can
okay.
react.
As I wanted at least that, because I was like, I know
Yeah,
that with
'cause
the
that's fun.
reactions, yeah, that should be fine. That should be great. Social media.
Every time he takes a bite, here's Rufrion flirting with him.
Oh, what a cursed cake plate that would be, but I'm here for it.
Hilarious.
So yeah, there's the invite for our Discord. Oh, are we able to react? I didn't want to pollute. I mean, that's why I was like reactions were allowed, because it would just like, pop up on the bottom thing. So
The thing is like, gotta still exercise a little bit of self-control, because depending on what kind of reaction you put, like, it could influence things, which, I mean, all the characters have been to the abyss. If they're all a little bit mad now,
they just see, they see
These are
random
just the
reactions.
voices in their
These are
head.
voices in their head. Are the reactions that the Discord provides? I'm here for that. Oh yeah, definitely. It would be react appropriate. Yeah. So if you go to the Discord link, you can find our little text thread adventures that we're doing with the miniseries until another miniseries, the miniseries of the Barbary one shot.
Yeah, you
comes
know,
to
if you
fruition.
liked Gruff and Sybil and Martell, or if you liked the baddies, then you can still see them going about their post-adventure lives, I suppose, right? In text form, which is really groovy. Oh yeah, I guess having like a little, like we do for Watch Party Chit Chat, have like that, but for
the text threads. I know,
you know,
the
comments and
Discord
stuff for the text
recently
threads.
introduced a thread or sub thread ability.
Yeah, I haven't
I
tried
haven't
it
messed
yet.
with it. I don't know if that would work or not. I'm not sure
It
how
seems
that
like
works.
it could potentially be cool, but they die. Like they are not permanent.
They're like
They haven't-
temporary.
Yeah. So, like,
Okay.
but
I wasn't sure. I just know that I had seen that you could do a thread like that, and I was like, "Ooh, I wonder what that does." I haven't messed with it yet, though.
yeah. So I've thought it's been fun watching that develop, especially this last little thing, the
With
the
Sybil
text
trying.
that Sybil got. Yeah. After doing her
I was trying to.
thoughts.
I was trying to do it as like interestingly as possible, because in my head, and I didn't want to like move her without saying anything or whatever, or without her like agreeing to it. But I was kind of imagining her like doing like the whole half face in the hallway, where she's kind of like peeking around the corner of her room and just like making that, because like just keeping a eyesight, but just almost like that one scary kid at the orphanage that's just staring at you. Like I'm just imagining Sybil there just like staring at these guards like, what are you thinking? And the guard just not really being phased, just like they are not like at constant high alert all the time, but they are trained to,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, because I pictured Sybil just like sitting there, like meditating and like reaching out with her thoughts, and getting that reaction that she did, which makes sense. The way that we've described the two different groups of followers of Demogorgon before, right?
Yeah.
That the sisters are more about control, and doing things, safely.
Yeah. Just
So
for the time being, because they are also agents of chaos in their own right, and that's the
Yeah,
thing
right.
that I wanted to make sure that was like kind of came across, is that they are not necessarily good, but they're not necessarily bad. Like they have their own.
yeah, they got their own thing.
Their
interests are aligned for now, but
exactly. And now that they have bought a favor
right
with the
Curious.
new godling, to see where it leads them from this point forward should be interesting.
Yeah, I really like that whole part of it. The Abyss stuff I find very engaging.
It was fun. It was a fun little thing, and I tried to do a lot of different things with it. The sisters are neither good or bad, just hella sus. Yes.
Well, and I've enjoyed both of our miniseries though. Barrel's Baddies was awesome too.
Barrel's Baddies was a fun ride. It was good to
And
see.
I like that one of the first things that Beryl did was try to get Zer to hand over the portal remote.
Yeah,
And
I was
Zer's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, what? Anyway, we were gonna go over here and talk to these people. That's what I think we were gonna do, right? Oh yes, it is an interesting group of characters that we have in this world, in this realm.
Exactly, Grim.
Is there? Oh, nah. Well, speaking of, I think for right now, we'll probably end soon, since I still have some preparing to do for tomorrow.
Yeah, so wait, before you do that, do you
Mhm.
have any of those? Hit me with some of those Q&A questions that I didn't get to answer when
Oh,
the Q&A was
yeah.
going on from last time.
Let me see here.
I did get to watch that though, and that was fun. Although there were some that like a few people answered, and then the conversation just kind of moved on. I was like, wait, no, I want to know.
There was one that was like, how
Bring
is
everybody
everyone
back.
coping with the recent party losses? First with Galil, and then now with Alcuin. And now Twiggy. I feel like Iskra has less
Tricky.
strong feelings about Twiggy.
Yeah, Iskra's not particularly emotionally invested in Twiggy. You know, Iskra, I don't know if she handles things well so much as she just pushes them aside. But I know she definitely did that with Galil's disappearance. She felt like focusing on it too much
Right.
wasn't going to do any good. So let's move on. She was closer to Alcuin, so that was a little more difficult.
Yeah.
But especially since she knows that he's alive, has just chosen to like run away from the group. So that's been more difficult. But again, she's probably just kind of gonna push it aside.
For the time being.
And you know, that's not a healthy way to deal with things.
Yeah.
But Iskra, she's like me in some ways and not in others. But if anything, she's like a younger version of me
Okay.
in a lot of her emotional development too. So I think that, you know, she doesn't have as healthy mechanisms for dealing with stuff like that. And just like saying, no, you know what, the world's hard. If I just pretend it didn't happen, then that's the easiest way to deal with things.
Right.
Because I can't afford to spend any time reflecting, you know, which is interesting for a monk, right? But she approaches that type of meditation and introspection in other ways. It's about her connection to the, you know, the physical world around her and the elements, and not so much about who she is as a person and her like relationships with others. So that doesn't get as much of her energy.
And I feel like there was also the whole like, oh, I'm gonna deal with this as soon as we're done with. So I feel like with the whole watch thing and the situation there in Veltalar is kind of like you've got all these things that she's trying to juggle around. And
Oh,
then-
definitely.
And it's got like
Yeah.
her attention for the moment of just like, okay, we're gonna put a pin on this, and I'm gonna come back to it.
That's absolutely a part of it for sure.
I just read Taco's thing. DM has to prepare
Yes.
for tomorrow. Hey y'all, how much red is needed for an absolute bloodbath?
No.
And then Graham, congratulations on spelling that word that I don't even think I could fully pronounce. Compartmentalization.
Right? Yeah, that's gosh. I did that a lot for a while. So
Yikes.
easier to roleplay it. To an extent, it's a useful skill, right? To go like, okay, I can't deal with it. Exactly, like you're saying, Graham. The problem becomes is when you just don't ever go back to it, right? Which I think that is probably Iskra's instinct.
Just put it over to the side.
Just put it aside and not think about it again.
Yeah, I have a whole closet filled with stuff like that.
Right.
That's just over there. We're just gonna put that.
Can't do it that way. Builds
I
up.
know.
Eventually that closet gets full. You start tripping over things.
And then you finally just decide to just deal with it all at once. Ooh, one more question for now, Esther, because Aaron didn't answer. Are you thinking that the Galan ship will set sail once? Oh my god.
I thought that it was pretty cute, their interactions in a Tet. So, especially since they've got like this Gimli and Orlando Bloom thing that they're doing.
Oh no!
Like,
He's here! Quick, everybody hide! Galil's here!
So, the rivalry, like, turned romance, that would be outstanding. So, we are, Galil, we're all talking about you.
Yeah, Taco asked
This is not the first time that you've come up. In fact, we've been talking about the Abyss and cake.
Oh yeah, we were talking about cake and how your entire house is made of cake, and then you just were eating it on the stream that one time.
But with Taco and ships, we got to talk about potential ships.
Yeah.
So,
well, and that's why I thought it was a fun little nod to that whenever, because Rubrion's thing was he was trying, the more that Galil spent time with him, the more he normalized the monstrosity that he was. So like slowly he kind of I tried to describe him still being creepy from the beginning, but became more and more like trustworthy to an extent the deeper into Galil's mind. I literally just woke up. Either way, hello Galil. Yeah, hello Galil.
And his final form was Renan.
And because he was trying to go with someone that there was a personal attachment to for Galil.
Yeah.
And that was like the one visualization of someone with wings that he had in his mind to kind of pull from.
Yeah, that's
Renan.
perfect.
So it was just like,
oh sure, it was the wings. That's totally what did it.
Rescuers 2, Rubrion gives Galil Stockholm Syndrome. Well, I mean, you guys did defeat Rubrion in his home plane, so a lot can be said for that. No! Don't worry, Galil. He'll always be part of you. Always.
Uh-oh.
What are you talking about? That was just Rescuers 1 in a nutshell.
Right?
Well, you know what was interesting, and I love the way it wound up coming out, was I used the same voice modulator both times whenever it was like Rubrion talking to Galil, and then whenever the party came across the king in the jungle, it was the same voice mod. I just did a different voice for both of them, but it was technically the same voice. And so I was wondering how close you would be able to tell, and you couldn't tell all that much. It did have a couple of the same characteristics, but it wasn't too close. Cancel before it even started. I didn't say he would be inside him. I just said he'd always be with him. Mod privileges to ban Taco for good. Don't worry, Rubrion equals the cake. Oh, that cake is going to haunt you for the rest of your life. Congratulations. It is.
He did say he wanted a cursed item, right? So.
Yeah, cursed item for sure. Rubrion equals the cake. The plate of cake that just constantly refills itself. I'm totally here for that. Let me see. Was there another?
Oh, from the other
I'm
questions.
looking at some of the questions. What was everyone's favorite single off the debut album of Suddenly Goats?
Yeah. Goodness.
We were trying to come up with like random names, but I couldn't come up with any. At the time, we came up with some, but I don't remember them now.
Yeah, people had some fun like goat themed puns based off of existing music from what I can recall watching that.
Other than
But,
toppling the Thayans, what is everyone's long-term goals?
Okay, yeah, I can think about that one for a minute and then come back to Suddenly Goats song. Actually, for the Suddenly Goats song, like we had this like propaganda song planned for to impress the Thayans and hopefully get into their good graces at this gala that, you know, turned very deadly very quickly. I think that one was going to be fun because it had this like preface to it where Iskra was going to be like walking around and like kind of talking kind of whispery and talking about like, you know, setting the stage like before a play begins, you know.
Oh yeah.
And talking about at the Yearwood, this like land of mystery and magic and, you know, danger and all that, but now Faye has come and like conquered it and harnessed its power for itself, and now the mystical inhabitants are what you will see, and like so like that whole deal, and then it was gonna roll into the song. So yeah, that would have been fun, and so I would like that track because it would probably include that intro.
Yeah, because it's part of the whole performance for sure.
Exactly.
That sounds very like Cirque du Soleil-esque of a performance,
right?
like and intermingling amongst the audience and then going from there.
Right, because then, you know, hopefully the dignitaries would be like, ooh, wow, yes, we could do that. We are wonderful and powerful, and I like these mystical beings that we're now watching.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just looking at.
It really pulled me into the experience.
I was looking at Careless's thing. I'm trying to. Has there been any spirit or reconnective journey in Iskra's tabletop campaigns?
Ooh. I don't think so. Not really. I guess the closest thing to that one of my characters has experienced was Halier, the cleric.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up getting flung into like the far future and saw like the consequences of a bunch of her actions, and they weren't very good. And then there was like a big dramatic moment, and she wound up back where she was, and that kind of, you know, focused her.
Because
made her reconsider some things. So
seeing where things could go.
Yeah. So that's probably the closest. It's not quite a spirit journey, but you know,
still something
sort of similar. In terms of long-term goals after the campaign for Iskra, or after defeating Faye, that's something that she is kind of working out.
Yeah.
For a long time, her big focus was just keeping her family safe. And even in Ravnica, when she couldn't be with them anymore, that was always on her mind. She didn't think about herself much or the future much. Here, though, in Ravnica now, she's more connected to the elements than she's ever been. She's starting to use her monk abilities more, where in Ravnica, she kind of left them alone for a long time and was doing a lot of playing music and other things during a living.
Not focusing on that aspect of her past,
Right,
kind of thing.
but since Faerun, there's so much unbridled nature around. She's got this heightened sense of it and has been able to really connect with them more. And so just continuing to really hone her abilities and understand the natural world.
Because she's able to see
in
it
the way
now.
that she does.
Yeah.
That's probably what she would want to do longer term.
She will become the Avatar.
Although, yeah, I guess so, right? If she works hard enough, maybe. But yeah, it raises some interesting questions because, I mean, she is still concerned about her family, right? But yeah, so her questions are, or her path is
A bunch of questions.
currently evolving.
Yeah. Seeing where things are going to go from here.
But I think that's fun.
The journey along the way kind of thing.
Yeah, she's a character who doesn't have a lot figured out, and so it's been fun to watch her slowly kind of decide who she is, you know?
I also love when we talk about characters in the them existing separate from us sort of way.
Yeah, so that's, I don't know how other people who roleplay feel, but this is kind of a fun discussion, right? So for me, it's almost like a partnership with the character, right?
Yeah.
Like they come from your mind at first. And then as you're playing them, if you've developed a good feel for who they are, then you can, you've got the ways that they would behave and the things that they would say, and then there's the things that you would do, and they're
Right.
different. So once you've got this distinct character formed, then you can start to talk about them as, someone with their own hopes and dreams,
Right.
those sorts of things. And
Can you think of a situation recently where the things Iskra would do versus the things Harriet would have deviated? I mean, aside from the constant immortal danger, fighting for your life kind of things.
well, I guess so, right? Well, like I said, the way that she manages stress is a lot different. So I like to try to live in that emotion for a little bit, feel it, let it kind of wash over me, understand why it is that I'm feeling the way that I'm going to feel, accept that that's all right, and then when it's time to move on, it's time to move on, and it just kind of happens sort of organically. Whereas Iskra just kind of forces it, so that's different. In terms of like decisions that she's made that I wouldn't necessarily make, I'd have to go back and think about that a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
No, I mean,
that
because
they're
it just now popped in my
So-
head. I was just like, that being said, I wonder if there was anything that was like super wild that you had done before it. You had just been like, there is no way in heck that I would have decided this, but Iskra's like, yep, here we go. But I feel like that's kind of the most with a lot of people and their characters and throwing themselves into danger is like, we tend to be generally a little more careful with our choices. I don't know,
I
name
would
the
have
band
loved
Gem
to
and the
have named the
Hologram.
band Gem and the Holograms. Because she's Gem. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And clearly Iskra would be Gem. So,
I can't think of anybody else. That would be, I mean, maybe in your
Truly-
next
truly outrageous.
in the next town.
Yeah,
Kindred
right.
is the Misfits. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Next town. Let's see our next name. We're like, what's a hologram? And I'm like, it's an ancient Ravnican word that means amazing band.
Oh, and one of the other things, I guess, about Iskra, and we didn't get to see this during the broadcast part of the campaign, but in the pre-campaign Ravnica adventure, Iskra is a lot more comfortable with her body and sexuality than perhaps this Iskra is. So she definitely acts differently in those types of situations than I do. So yeah,
has more of a confidence in that nature, I guess, maybe.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
more like a go get 'em kind of like.
I think so. Yeah, you could say that.
That's fair. I like that.
Also, Iskra the character is pansexual, where I am not. So.
Yeah. Nice. Well, yeah, because we have the whole, that lovely little flirt around with the city with a tet kind of thing was so dope.
That was great. Yeah. I think, we talked about this a little in one of the previous Lore Dumplings, I think, but
yeah.
Doing like romantic interactions in D&D is not really something I've done before.
Yeah.
But I'm totally down. Like, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
So,
well,
that's a big part of storytelling too, right? So,
especially if it means something, like especially if it makes it part of the character development. Like, I think, and so Ted the Big Apple takes a bite out of you. Amazing. I remember watching I came into like the end of it, but Top Down Tabletop had a DM roundtable where they were talking about like romancing and NPCs and stuff like that, and that was one of the takeaways that I got from that was it's best whenever it's always those kind of situations are always best whenever it brings out character development and not just for fun, not just for the sake of. It's more like because it has a meaning to it and helps a character grow, as long as everyone is comfortable with it. And that is
that is very important too.
And that,
sure.
Yeah, because it can potentially make things incredibly weird.
Which, while it's fun to kind of comment about the potential ships and stuff, that's always, players and DM potentially, if it's an NPC behind the scenes, need to have that conversation after maybe the initial interest is expressed, or hopefully before. But I guess you can't always anticipate how a session is going to go, right? But
no, but if it seems like things are like moving in that direction, be like, are you just like, is this something that you're actually wanting to to explore with, or is this just idle banter between characters? Because you don't want to lead your DM on don't lead your DM down a path he thinks you're wanting to go, and then you're just like, nah, bro, this is not it. I'm like, oh, I was totally thought you were gonna say something else. Never mind. I guess this character's gonna back off now.
Oh no. That's why I'm glad you and I are such great friends.
The NPC puts the flowers back behind their back. Oh no. Yeah, I was cutting some flowers that were overgrowing. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. A DM shouldn't be doing the equivalent of the now kiss meme.
Yes, this is true.
Accurate. There was a line of thought that I had a second ago, and now it's gone. I think of you more as an NPC. Wow, that would be the best friend zoning comment. I think you could tell anybody in the real world. I think of you more as an NPC. You're just someone that I know. Oh my god.
It's like, not like a long-term adventuring
Companion.
member,
Yeah.
party of the crew,
The friend
crew,
zone
crew,
of
the
friend
party.
zones.
Member of the crew.
Yeah. You're not a member of my crew. You're just an NPC along the way. Oh, that hurts. Nice. Oh my gosh, I lost my train. There was like a tie-in with that, and it's gone now. I'm trying, or the better insult to your significant other looks like they drop common loot when defeated.
Oh yeah, I
Wow.
saw somebody making that meme around. It's making the rounds. It's kind of funny.
Wow. Well, but even a common enemy can occasionally have a 0.01% chance of dropping something good. You never know.
I guess so, right?
Oh, that's where you got it. Nice. Look at that, Taco. I thought you were original. Man. Oh my gosh. Whale. I'm gonna see if there's any other question. I don't think there was anything else that was directed. If there's a campaign 2, what would everyone want to play?
Ooh, yeah. Well, now I have to answer Barbarian, right? Because we were talking about Barbarians before.
Yeah, I don't have a choice.
I have wanted to... A few times I've tried to get like a ranged fighter off of the ground, but the campaign's always ended too fast or the character died. So I think that I'd like to try to do that again. Or I guess a sort of ranger character. Back in the older editions of D&D, you could make, because of all the feats that were available to customize fighters, because fighters got lots and lots of feats.
Mm-hmm.
You can make some really kooky and interesting fighters. And so, like, I would like a sort of like medium armor, crossbow using ranged fighter.
Ooh.
So,
Are you gonna make
someone who could hold their own in melee if they needed to, but isn't what they normally do, right? Like, their muscle that they use is for pulling back
the crossbow?
the crossbow or like doing that crank thing on the bigger one, right?
Oh yeah.
And like maybe having cool feats where you could like shoot through cover or something like that because it's such a big powerful bolt, or that kind of stuff.
You're just that good. Are you turning into Black Widow? Are you gonna make a Black Widow character? Or was
Maybe.
Angelina Jolie's character from Wanted, where she can like curve a bullet, so you just curve the crossbow bolt, just flies around the corner. Just have them roll up with horse-drawn ballista. Yeah,
Nice.
why not?
I had my cleric character share in her background. Her father was like a engineer, and so she had some of that ability too. We ended up having our like a wagon become this crazy tricked out battle wagon because of like inventive stuff that she'd do to it. Like, it had skis that could like pop down for snow, and there was a ballista on the top of it, and like
Made a sled wagon.
there was like ports on the top and bottom that you could use to like quick escape, and like the beds all inside like folded up into the walls and stuff, and it was like really cool.
So I guess we know what if the wagon of the parties survives long enough. I guess we know what modifications to be expecting for the.
Oh no, Isker doesn't know how to do any of that stuff.
Well, no, but I just meant like finding someone to do it. You're like, oh, I have these great ideas. I saw this in a dream once.
Yeah, right.
You just need alternate escape hatches. Already kind of have the foldaway beds.
One of the like emergent quirks for Iskra that I think has been kind of fun is she tends to get up later than the rest of the party. So I think if she could make a modification to the wagon, like if it stuck around for a while, it would be like a more comfortable place to sleep inside it. Would be what she would want.
Complete with fort blanket
So,
or blanket fort. Blanket fort.
but yeah, I don't know how it's worked out. Just over time, it seems like Iskra always gets up later than the rest of the party. So I'm kind of
It's
that's
just
the trait
because
of hers now.
she's just tired, you know.
Yes.
She's usually the one who's staying up late to do watch, or you know, she will be having these intense moments, something like that. Whale. I was trying to think about anything else, any other questions or anything. I don't know. There's so much dependent on tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
I wish I could take credit for carrying the whole team, Graham. But
Bonk. Oh, the sore back from the carrying the whole team. I mean, I think between you and Sonder, you know, you do a lot of movement and fighting. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Renan's doing a pretty fair amount of like damage dealing right now with his little
oh yeah, like
explosions of shatter and stuff.
in terms of actually like rocking the house at combat, like Kindred and Renan, man, they do some serious damage. I am a little intimidated by the amount of damage that they can do in a single like setting.
Single round.
And then like any other like inventive stuff that needs to happen, Soul's got that covered. So
Soul's pretty clever when it comes to like doing random shit that I'm just like, oh, okay, interesting. I'm interested to see what you guys come up with for tomorrow. We have some how do I put this? Curious things coming your way.
I am concerned and excited. I think it should be fun.
There should no. Oh shit! I need to learn how D&D works before tomorrow. Yeah, Graham. Yeah, Graham. You're in on this too now.
It's time. It's coming
The
up.
time is upon us, and this time you won't be coming in halfway through the battle. Curious things, he says. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna be in for the whole enchilada, not just like coming in at the break, basically. So this should be an interesting little adventure. We'll see if we can keep the monkeys in order.
And so far, we've stealthed our way down there, so that's good. Potentially, I don't know, is that good? Because if you stealth your way down and then get discovered, then there's everything that you haven't fought on the way up
yeah,
in your way.
I know I paid attention last week, but this week I have absolutely no idea what's happening still. I cast herding cats at 9th level. Yeah, herding cats. I can definitely kind of see that. Had a little bit of like, we should do this. No, we should do this. No, we should do this. There was so many good points to go in either direction, and some clarifying things that we went back and looked over some stuff, and I was like, particularly with the Echo Knight abilities that North has, that we kind of just ran with, and then upon going back, we discovered that were not possible, and then added some things that we found out were possible because of Red is Written versus Reddit. I don't know what Red is intended because it's still kind of a new thing, so it's hasn't been around that long. But Red is Written, there was some interesting things. So Kindred might be happy with how things will turn out because apparently he can't talk through his echo. He can only see and hear from it because it's meant to be used as like a scouting device. So going forward, interesting things to note. We also learned that basically rules as intended versus rules written. Yeah. We also learned that the Echo Knight is more of Peter Pan and his shadow kind of effects than like an actual physical representation of a.
Ooh, is that like
a
a
being.
spirit
Mhm.
kind of looking
Because
thing?
it represents the possibility, a form of possibility. Granted, we're using it slightly a little different, which is why I'm not like harping over like how it was done.
Yeah, I mean flavor is
Because
flavor, right?
yeah, exactly. And so like this one is kind of more of the North is the combination of what he was and what he was almost turned into. So it's that
Interesting.
sort of like there's almost like a symbiosis kind of thing going on to where we kind of played around with like the symbioteness of like having two personalities, kind of like Kindred's having it being called two souls, but his was for a different reason, but it was kind of along the same like a symbiosis between the hobgoblin that he was in the process of being turned into and then himself as North dual personality. Yeah, kind of.
Oh man, this dual personality talk reminds me. I had an idea for a character that was two characters, and it was a character who was like a sacrifice for some cultists,
Mm-hmm.
but the cultists, like, I don't know, drew the summoning circle wrong or something. Something goes wrong during the ritual, and the demon that gets summoned just like latches on to the
The
sacrificial individual rather than like killing them. So then you've got like this demon and this person sharing one physical body, and they like over the course of the campaign like start talking in plural more often, and like all kinds of, sometimes would behave quite evilly and other times wouldn't. You have to maybe work out like a will save or something of when that would happen, like those sorts of things. But
almost. I mean, it's a little Venom-esque.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, kind of.
Of another individual kind of possessing inside of their body.
Yes, clearly they never have watched Full Metal Alchemist. They should know the dangers.
Edward. Oh no! Why would you plan it? Why would you do that, Galil? Why would you do that with that dog? Even. No.
But the fun of it was I would want to play that character. Well, the DM knows, but the rest of the party doesn't. And so, if anyone were to detect evil, they'd be like, "Hey, wait a second." But
Yep. But that was the only what a shock that would be after this whole time. It's just like, oh, by the way, so and so is clearly glowing really red.
right, and I mean, I'm sure they'd have done things that would lead them to believe that something is up.
Something is amiss. Yeah. Alrighty, we love our new group member, but we're a little creeped out by how often they tell us they want to shed their meat prison and spread a plague of hellfire across the land. Yeah, it would be a little weird. Robert, you sure you're okay, buddy? Yes. They're talking normal 1 minute, and then the next, it's just like a whole other person. I was trying to try. There is a one of the voices that I have on the modulator that is literally supposed to be, I guess, Venom. It's just called Poison, but it has like a little bit of like sounds in there on occasion.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm not gonna do it right now. I don't have the mental capacity. I was like, what should I say?
that's good. I mean, it's been about 2 hours, so
Oh yeah.
maybe,
Oh shoot. You're
maybe
right.
this is where we say goodnight.
Oh my gosh.
If you want to continue to hang out with us, come hang out in our Discord. Links
Yeah.
floating around. And or also, of course, there's the cool text-based RP that's going on for the 2 miniseries. You can go look at Game Santos art. Renan drew a bunch of the Goth characters. So
I heard
That's
a
pretty
bunch of the
righteous.
goth characters. Sounds like he dead.
yeah, not
Oh,
Goth characters.
goth characters. Yes.
Um,
That's
but I mean,
amazing.
it's now I want to see the Goth versions
I want
of
goth
all
versions
of the
of all of
characters.
like decked out in like full on Hot Topic gear,
yes.
complete with like spike little collars and like 50 to 30 bracelets that kind of go about this far down.
Really tall boots.
Really tall boots. You need striped socks. Wait, y'all have been on for 2 hours. I only got the notification. Well, it's not my fault. Maybe your phone's just slow. Yeah, we've been on for a minute.
You know,
For a
it's,
minute.
showing up fashionably late. You know,
Yeah.
we've just been kind of meandering around general nerdiness and D&D stuff, so
Twitch be slacking. You know?
didn't miss anything too important. But groovy that you're around, Khalil. I'm excited for tomorrow. So
Yeah. Reunions.
I wonder, is Khalil and the airship, how close are they to us? I don't know this, but they must be somewhat close.
Maybe. Possibly. Time is a weird soup, you know? That was one thing that we never really addressed in the rescuers with length of time that they were in there
Not at
versus
all.
like the time that they were out. Well,
I
we kind of
mean-
addressed it a little. I think we kind of hinted at it because
You had the
they were so.
sisters walking around being worried. It's been a long time, so
But what is a long time for them to have been gone? You know what I mean? Like, is it normally just going in and coming out? Is time
that is true.
time different? Time works differently down there. That is true. I'll be back in like 4 weeks, according to Aaron. That's not what I said, but maybe that's what I said. I was like, it could be up to 4 weeks. I don't know. I don't know what's.
Ooh, that, you know what? 4 weeks, that's enough time for another airship-based Galileo miniseries.
This is the adventures of 4 weeks in game. No, this is just the adventures of Galil, Grackle, and Sparrow, and how the boys are just like constantly tormenting Galil.
It'd be
Yeah.
fun. It'd be a
I
nice break.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Like our
Illy-
beach vacation episode. That
hmm
needs to happen still.
Captain Illy's just having Galil scrub the deck like every day. He's like, no, I want to watch from the top. I'm gonna use my periscope. And she's like, no, scrub the floors. And the boys are basically his boss because they're, you know, whatever. Galil just mindly watches the badly recut in-flight movies. Like looking on this on the seat that's in front of you, just keep pressing all the buttons, trying to find something new to watch. You only have 2 tapes. They have 2 VHSs that the boys will put in the VCR down in the underbelly of the ship, and just the same 2 tapes, like Old Yeller and Homeward Bound.
Oh no.
Eyes Wide Shut is just the opening credits. Periscope. I mean, I do have a spy's glass. Yeah, the spy glass. Yeah, this one.
Oh.
You know. That. Oh wait, hold on.
Gosh, I was about to launch into another story about a very messed up, like not like physically damaged DVD on a bus that took me from central Germany through Hungary to Romania. But I
Awesome.
think I'll save it for another
Oh.
time.
Ooh.
Uh,
It was physically damaged.
Yes, so the movie that we got to see were just like fits and starts, like chunks of whatever this film was.
Oh no.
It was about, we think, a mermaid. But then there was also terrorists, I think. So
Whoa, that took a turn.
Yeah. It was so, we only got like a couple minutes every once in a while, so, you know, it would be some kind of heartfelt moment, and then like a drama, like a fight between maybe a mermaid and this guy, and there was a daughter, I guess, maybe. And then there's some terrorists too. So, and I don't know why. And then it ends. We don't know how it ends. Are the people happy? Did the guys in balaclavas win? I don't know.
Do you know
Oh,
what the
also,
name?
everyone had Irish accents. Most of them, anyway.
I mean, okay.
So maybe it was.
Maybe she's a selkie. Selkies, are they the ones? They're not. They're like mermaids, but they were seal people, like seals that turn
know.
into people.
I mean, she looked like a woman, but
Well, do you
like
remember?
without any like hybridization. But then it also could have had to do with just the budget of the film, right? So
Irish mermaid terrorist movie. Wait, was the name? Was it 2000 a 2009 movie?
I mean, it maybe could have been a 2000s movie. That seems kind of right.
Ondine. Irish romantic drama film.
Okay, that could be it.
Was Colin Farrell in it?
I don't think so.
Oh,
But I mean, like, you gotta
The film is-
understand, we're watching the movie and it's got like
it touches
distorted,
upon.
blocky, choppy awfulness.
It touches
So-
upon the possible existence of the mythological Selkie, bringing hope and love to humans as they so much want to become. No, probably not this one.
Yeah, probably
The
not.
Secret of Rowan Inish. Oh,
Yeah,
this
I
was
mean,
an
there
even
were-
older movie. This is 1994.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's set on the west coast of Ireland. Fiona, a
Yeah,
young girl who
Vix,
is-
this music is pretty great. I love lo-fi.
The Devil's Own. That's also terrorist thing. Nope. Song of the Sea.
Which, I mean, I guess they could have just been like criminals. Too.
Oh yeah. Just like
Not necessarily
mobsters
terrorists.
or yeah.
But they
but
were like very
well-armed.
threatening, you know? Yeah. So,
Mm. God damn it.
I don't know if they're motivated by ideology or not. So,
I really want to know what about this movie though, because I'm curious. We gotta. Well, this will be our quest now, is to find you the missing
I mean,
portions of this movie.
it was a beautiful drive. So when it was light out, it was, you know, nicer just to look at the scenery and stuff. But there was a portion where we were driving through the night, and the bus driver put that film on. Also, there was no air conditioning. But it was a combination of bewilderment and hilarity, I think, were the responses to seeing this thing.
That
It's kind of like, you know, watching a dream happen. Because it doesn't all quite make sense.
yeah, it's just like a fever dream. Kind of like when we watched Suicide Squad last week.
That was something. I ended up enjoying it. I mean,
No, yeah.
some of it's a little gross,
Mm-hmm.
but
No, I just meant more along the fever dream sort of lines where you're just like, what is happening?
it's kind of wild.
There's a starfish with a giant eye. A weasel.
Okay, no spoilers since it's very new still.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying,
But-
a weasel. Some rats. Wait, when did y'all watch that? On Friday. You were traveling, I believe, Galil. We did a little watch party. One of the perks of Discord. Yay! What? We can watch it again. Ain't nobody stopping that. I do think we are going to be having another watch party this week if all goes well. I think we're going to do the first episode of What If. I guess that comes out this week, so that's exciting. A whole a Weasel. The whole movie is ruined now. Oh my god, not as much as afterwards whenever we looked up the Weasel and his origin story.
No.
Oh my god, all of them. It was wild. But in any case, well, you know, come hang out with us in Discord. We'll continue to chat and hang out and stuff. But until then, you know, we'll see you in 12 hours. 24 hours? 24 hours. Somewhere in there.
I mean, it's 9 now. We normally
Yeah.
start at 7, so a little
20
sooner
hours.
than that. Yeah.
We'll see you in 20 hours. 22 hours. Okay, Captain Science or maths. Oh no. Yeah,
Mathematics. Yeah.
the mathematics, the great study of math. Aaron, math. I know, math, just math itself. MATH. I can say it.
Or maths if you're from the UK.
Mm-hmm. Maths. To the math cave. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Math cave.
Thanks for hanging out with us.